My dear dark ones, welcome to my channel. It's a pick a pile tarot reading today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of things are going to happen to you, or is there any messages or anything from your past or past lives that's affecting you at this moment. So I have two different decks. The different piles because it's not a personal reading, it's a collective reading, so you can actually go and listen to both of these piles and just take whatever resonates with you. Or if you feel like you are specifically drawn to any of these decks, because these decks are completely different, so you maybe choose one, take your time, choose the one that you actually feel connected to the most, and then take it as your personal reading, but just stick to one deck then. And I will be starting probably with this one and then with this one. So let's see. This deck is quite interesting. It's very dark, it's very mysterious, it's quite dramatic, so I expect a lot of interesting things from this deck. So if you actually felt like connected to this specific deck, I'm pretty much sure there is gonna be like interesting messages coming for you. So let's see. Before I pull the first cards, I actually have a question for you guys. So after watching this video, if you feel like, maybe answer me in the comment section. I'm actually curious to know if you feel like attracted to specific tarot decks. If as a reader, if you read for yourself or for others, or as a client, if you go for a reading, or when you watch videos on YouTube. And are there any specific decks that always resonate with you no matter what? Or are there any decks that you feel like you don't really like, and whenever you see this deck, you will never gonna be like sticking to the video and like listening to the message? And if you know the names of the decks, also share with me. Or if it's like, also let me know if it's not important, if you think it's not the tarot, it's actually the person who delivers the message, and tarot is just the tool. I'm curious to know, so like tell me everything. Okay, let's start. Okay, I told you this deck is amazing. So the Hermit. So what I see here, first of all, the hermiting. You know, sometimes we do this hermiting stage on purpose, like we want to go away from the society, we want to be by ourselves. But I feel you're going through some kind of stage in your life that it's not something that you chose, but the very unusual, like some kind of events made it happen, that is, you are lonely now. And it's not the loneliness that you've been looking for, but this is the loneliness that found you because you did something that maybe you shouldn't have, or maybe it wasn't even up to you. But I pick up loneliness, like loneliness and being alone and hermiting. I also feel, because this is the 6, and for me 6 always the number that resonates with the energy of love and the vibration of love on this planet. So, and it's like divine masculine, divine feminine. It's the most like interesting black and white duality kind of thing that I can pick up from these cards. So maybe this is something to do with you being alone because of the choices you made, and because you cannot be with the person that's on your mind at this moment. If you ask me if this is something good for you or if it's something bad, I feel like this is something good for you, actually. I also can say that, you know, for people with abilities, with people who are special and born with supernatural abilities, for witches, mages out there, you know, no matter what you think, but hermiting is always a plus. It's always a good thing, because looking within is the hardest thing to do, So even the universe decided that this is the point of your life when you are by yourself, even it's not something that you would normally choose, but I think it happened because you needed to be alone, because you needed to do some kind of changes, or you needed to realize something. So take this hermiting, this loneliness, as a sign that you need to think about something, and you need to maybe rearrange things in your life, and maybe change your life and do some kind of things that you would never do otherwise. So hermit with a purpose, that's what I would say. Use this time to actually get to know yourself. I think you've been given so much energy and so much attention to the person on your mind, or like maybe your clients, other people, but you forgot the most important thing, that as you see here, this Hierophant is actually clothed in such an amazing attire. This robe is like so mystical, so magical. There's so much in you. You are such an unusual soul. There is so many things that you should uncover about yourself. So maybe it's time that you have to think about yourself and ask so many questions about your past lives, your soul, your connection with the divine, your childhood as well. So get to know yourself. Hermit with the purpose of getting to know yourself. Because I'm asking about what's supposed to come, I felt like this pool was about nearest future. So what I can say that you shouldn't be expecting anything, like literally. Don't expect money coming into your life. Don't expect any new relationships. Don't expect friendships. Don't expect any changes, because whatever it is you expect, it's probably not something that's actually going to happen. Whatever it is on your mind is probably wrong for you, because you don't even realize what kind of gifts and miracles the universe might give you if you don't expect anything. So remove any expectations, any ideas from your mind, and be open to whatever it is the universe will be sending to you very soon. And those things are going to be good, because reverse meaning of the cards here is actually means something really, really good. When they reversed, it means something better than when they are bright, actually. So don't expect anything, but know that the good things are coming. Okay, this is amazing. Major Arcana. The Moon and the Emperor. In this deck, they are just mesmerizing, don't you think? These cards are, for me, always come with a story. So this Emperor here, he almost have he got a sun on his head, and this is the moon. So I feel like a lot of us, we sometimes think that we live in a very boring life, like nothing happens. And you maybe think that you're not a fascinating person, or you feel like you're stagnant. But I think you just don't realize how amazing you are and how fascinating your life is, because whatever it is normal for you is very exotic for others. Whatever it is your routine, that for you is just like the most boring thing on earth, for others it's probably something so enigmatic and something so mysterious that if you just put your mind to it, you can create a legacy from the most simple things that you do every day. This is for those of you who are artistic and ambitious, and the ones who are rebellious and like the challenge. For you, in the next probably 6 to 8 months, the universe kind of sending you like a gateway to create something that might become bigger than your life. So if you're stuck, or life's giving you lemons, just make lemonade with it. There is something that you can do that might change your life for the better. There's something that you can create or do that can make you like famous and wealthy. There is something that you can do from deep within of your heart, from your pain and from your loneliness and from your the most like vulnerable parts of your soul, from the void that you have. And this is something that you can create by using all of these emotions that you're probably hiding and you're not really wanting to admit. Something amazing can come out of it. So embrace these emotions. Actually use them and create something. Maybe it's time for you, when you're supposed to show to the world who you are, what you think. Maybe you're hiding for too long, and maybe it's time that universe actually wants you to be open and to show exactly what you are. Even if you think you're not worthy of to being seen, but I think the universe has different plans for you. I feel like a lot of money will come to you, but only if you start using your abilities, your magic. So, a lot of you come for tarot readings as a customer, right? But also a lot of you can do a lot of things to actually improve your life. So what I'm getting here from these specific cards is, if you want to improve your life, you actually have to do something with your own hands and with your own mind and with your own gifts. So if you want to have money, you have to cast a money spell. If you want to have a new job, you have to use a sigil for a new job. If you want to learn something amazing, like a new supernatural ability, you have to find a teacher who's gonna show you how to do it, and maybe in less than 3 days. So you don't have to waste your time like years of reading like huge tomes that are not even gonna help you. I feel like you have everything it takes to become who you exactly are, like the beautiful, magnificent, mysterious, witchy self. If you just start practicing, not looking for answers, but practicing, and the more you practice, the more powerful you become, and the more your life going to change. It's like everything for you guys, everything is from within. You already know everything. You have to remember. You have to find a way to actually trigger your own memories and become a practitioner. And the longer you wait, the less likely the universe is going to help you. So just start now, There is not a better day or better time to start as now. Maybe even after watching this video, like go and do something. Something maybe silly, just maybe a ritual or a spell, or even like pull a few tarot cards for yourself. Or just buy a new deck if you don't have one. It's interesting for this actually deck, for this pool, I see that a lot of the reverse that I received, they actually look good in the reverse position. So even if you think that you don't know where to go or what to do, you actually not really, because this is the Hanged Man in normal deck, right? But it's not that really you're stagnant, it's just like you exactly where you are. Maybe the main message from this deck is you don't really need to do anything extraordinary or anything crazy to leave a legacy, to become the person you want to be, to achieve your wildest and craziest dreams and ambitions. You're exactly where you need to be. You look exactly the way you're supposed to look. There is nothing you should change about your appearances or your mind or your knowledge. You are perfect. This is like perfect time for you to start something new if you want to, or to do something that you always wanted. Become who you always wanted to be, because you're perfect the way you are, exactly where you are. Nothing needs to be changed. I actually want to stop reading for you guys like exactly here, because I don't want to give anything else, because I feel it's so beautiful. It's like such an interesting confirmation for those of you who are trying something new, because we always say, oh, I'm gonna start my diet on like next Monday, or I'm gonna start my new YouTube channel like next week because I'm gonna look better, or I'm gonna have better equipment. I will start writing my book like on Saturday, or next month on the 1st I'm gonna start like practicing, or we always have this excuse, next week, next day, and we have good reasons for it. So you actually don't have any reasons not to start doing something different today. And that's probably the biggest message from this pile. And the future, your own future, is in your own hands, and do not procrastinate anymore. You have no excuse. Start your new life today, now. Don't wait for anything else. And that's where I stop. I think this is this is all you need to know, especially for those of you guys who are artistic and ambitious and rebellious. You know, it's time. It's literally time to be you and time to do the things that you want. And honestly, just do it. Don't listen to anyone else and go for it. Go for your future. I guess now I start with the second pile, the second deck. So for those of you guys who've been waiting for this, thank you so much for your patience. And let's see what this deck is going to tell us. This deck is actually Santa Muerto Tarot. So a lot of unusual spirits and a lot of unusual cards and colors. It's totally different deck from the deck before, with a lot of different like energy vibes. And if you guys felt that you were really connected with this deck, there's probably something for you, like a message, like a strong message that you need to hear. So let's see what kind of cards wants to come. I'm always liking, I always like to spend time like choosing the cards, because like I feel like tarot, when tarot speaks to you, they always show the exact card at the exact moment. And even for a lot of us, these cards might mean something different, but it is exactly the card that you need to see at the specific moment. I see a lot of reversals here, like every card is reversed, but I see a lot of interesting numbers, like 29, 12, and 27. I'm actually really into numerology. I like to see patterns in numbers. Like even when I walk on the streets, I always look for license plate numbers, like houses, numbers of apartments. I even like to see numbers of my clients before the reading to see what kind of number they have in their phone. So this is for me also a story of your past affecting your present. I feel like for you guys who've been drawn to this pile, you're going through some kind of past life crisis in the moment. I think you're having some kind of like emotions and decisions that you're making now, and you're not making them because your mind is clear, but I think you're making them because you are actually being affected by a past life of yours. And I can say that this is actually a good decision that you're about to make, because you're maybe confused, because the past life that is affecting you, it's actually no longer something that's supposed to be in your present, but you are confused with these feelings because you feel this past life as it is your present. Especially when it comes to the ones, the gifted ones. You guys, like the empath and witches, I feel there is so much energy around you that you don't know how to describe on what to do with it. And I feel like you go into this like whirlpool of energies that do not belong to you. It's like you pick up so much energy from the past, and maybe your dreams confusing you. Like you see something in your dreams that it's actually coming from your past lives as well. Be very careful. Be careful of what you choose, what you do, what your feelings are. Like take time to actually concentrate on this idea, on this realization. If this is the feeling that is actually belongs to you, or this is a feeling that comes from a version of you from a past life before. When it comes to people, because every card has people, like I see that you being influenced by a lot of people around you, and I feel like a lot of people who are actually giving you advice at the moment or their attention are all the people from your past lives as well. It's like for the past few months or maybe years, for the more awakened ones, you've been calling in people from your past lives, past reincarnations, and you're surrounded by those people. It's not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing. But I also feel that sometimes this strong connection to the past could be a negative thing, because it's holding you from going forward to the future. Some fears, unrealized potential, or some blockages that don't belong to you in this life that are coming from past lives. Those could be the things that actually stopping you from going forward. So if you're experiencing something that you cannot explain, it's not because like you're being hexed or under influence to magic. It's just like you might be blocked because the past lives are bringing into your current reincarnation unresolved issues that you have to look into. I feel like there is a lot of supernatural activities going on around you. You start seeing things that you've never seen before and experiencing things that you've never seen before. I see a lot of choices, a lot of questions in your mind. Maybe even life presenting you with opportunities that you're scared to take, and maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't take great risks. Maybe you should stay low. Maybe you should be okay with the things that you have, because it's not the time when you're supposed to shoot for the stars. It's time when you're supposed to maybe listen to yourself and see what's going on inside of you. I think your gifts are growing, supernatural abilities, and this is something that's maybe that's why your past lives are affecting you so much, because you're more connected to them. You can feel them more and strongly. I feel for those of you guys who've been like strongly connected to this pile, you have to concentrate your energy and your time on your supernatural side, on your abilities. Help yourself grow more. If you are going through some kind of unusual experiences, slow down, rest, and give your body time to heal. Because maybe your mind is okay and your spirit is fine with the supernatural abilities that you have, but maybe your body is slowing you down because your body doesn't know how to cope. So give time, heal, and concentrate on your physical aspect, on your physical body. You guys are like fighting your demons, that's for sure. The cards are like so crazy. There's so many colors, because some of the cards in this deck are actually like quite simple, and you don't get those cards. Like those cards, like those are the crazy ones, like even these ones. I feel you're going through a lot of things, like a lot of cards that have like number 2, like even this 2 2 2 1, and just like 2 like that. Duality and compromise, questioning, choices, and different paths. I feel like for you, for a lot of you watching, because you're born with supernatural gift and abilities, and probably you come from a bloodlines of very gifted people, you're probably not practicing enough because you're avoiding this. Maybe because your past lives are scaring you from doing something. Maybe in your past lives you've been burned at stakes, or you've been killed because you've been practicing witchcraft, or you had like rough life because you chose to practice, and this past life is affecting you now because subconsciously you're scared if you start practicing, if you come out from a broom closet, it's going to be dangerous for you and people around you. So this idea, this fear is blocking you from actually starting using your powers for the better. I feel for a lot of you guys, this is the time when you're supposed to decide if the normal 3D life is enough for you. And if it is, if you're content with what you have, if you're okay going to a normal job, if you're okay going to normal events and living normal life, if you want to settle and you want to have a family and white fence, and a house and all of this like good things that are American dream, or whatever it is, the ideal situation for a normal life it is in your country, good for you. Choose it, settle for it, and be happy. But if it's not enough for you, if the void is so much deeper, if no dream life can ever make you feel complete and happy, choose the opposite, rebel, and go for your craziest dreams and wildest dreams, and opportunities will come your way if you just like start acting on the things that you want and desire. So I feel like the choices in front of you is so crazy, and what's coming for you, if you don't choose anything, your life is gonna be like a mess. So you kind of have to choose something right now, because you cannot live like this anymore, and this is something that's stopping you from achieving all the things that you're supposed to have in the future. So make the choice and choose something and be happy with the choice. It doesn't matter what you choose, you know, it's gonna live somewhere good, because number 3, even if it's like a very bizarre and chaotic maybe, and it looks like an abyss, but you know, the galaxies, they are very chaotic and they look like abyss, and it's like hell, right? So much drama and so much going on, but the most beautiful stars and planets come out from it. So if you want to create something, you have to choose something. You cannot no longer just, you know, stay low and don't make a choice. The time has come, especially for you gifted ones, for my witches, my dark mages, necromancers, energy healers, for occultists. The time has come. It's this is the time. It doesn't matter when you're gonna see this video, but probably the message from this pile is that you have to choose what you want. You have to choose this crazy life. You have to choose and commit and dedicate everything you got to this life of the occult. And the results will be better than you think. It's gonna be hard in the beginning, but then it's just gonna be amazing. So don't hide anymore. Make a choice, even if you feel like it's the wrong choice at the moment, but follow your heart and follow your intuition. Don't listen to your mind, and don't listen to anyone around you, because those people may be advising you for something that you would have liked in your past life, but not now. Be wise enough to trust your own intuition and your own heart. And that's where I stop. That's all I want to say. I guess I want to say thank you for being here with me, and I wish all of you good luck on your journeys, on your choices, on your life. And honestly, be happy. Happiness is so important, and it sounds simple, but it's probably the most hardest thing to achieve, through happiness and being able to live the way you want to live your life. So choose wisely, all of you guys. And probably I want to wish you all the good things, and that all your dreams come true this year, like very soon, in the next few months, and all the good things gonna come to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.